You know what an absolute superpower is that every single man in this world possesses but never uses? It's the ability to cry. Yep. It's the license to actually let your tears go, to feel the sad emotion that is stored in your heart and just letting it all out. For years and years and years, I completely avoided the idea of crying because I thought it was weakness. I thought that only females cry. I thought that as men, we cannot cry. We cannot show any sign of weakness. All of this is something that is brought on online. Everything from Twitter, from Instagram, from YouTube, influencers and whatnot. All of this stems from online. It's people essentially telling us that we cannot cry as men. However, in the last few months, I've cried several times, and I'm very proud to admit that. Because what crying actually is, boys, is it's a moment of love. You know, you're loving yourself enough to let this emotion out. Because when you're sad, what do? We hide it. We store it in our body. And like my previous videos I've mentioned, when you have an emotion as strong as sadness and you're letting it just rot inside of you, you're basically killing yourself slowly. And sadness is actually an emotion, a feeling that needs to be let out. That's how you use that energy. And one way of doing it is by crying. You find a safe place and you just let it all out. It takes a lot of strength to do that as a man, because we're told by so many people that crying is weakness. How many times when you were a kid, a little kid, did your dad or your male figure told you not to cry? How many times? So we always have this at the back of my mind that as men we shouldn't cry, but it's just such BS. I'm not telling you to be this emotional baby that just cries and cries and cries, right? It's not how it works. But many of us are holding this energy, this emotion within us. Maybe it's something that's happened recently or just a few months ago or years. We're holding it within us. We haven't allowed ourselves to heal from that. And the way we heal from it is by just crying. I know it sounds crazy, but something happens. Something beautiful happens when you find a safe place away from everyone and you just let those tears go. You feel healed. You feel so much better. And it's crazy to me because I only recently found this out and I neglected the idea of crying for so many years. I think it must have been 7 or 8 years. But the minute I started to actually cry, when I felt a sad emotion, when I felt this trapped energy, everything started to change. And with trauma especially, it works even better when you cry in front of people. I know it sounds crazy, but there's something that happens. I'm not telling you to go find some random people and cry in front of them. No, it works when it's in a safe environment, okay? So the message for this video is to allow your tears to, do its work. Sorrow is a massive emotion. It's a massive feeling that we all experience. And that's the strongest one of them all, to be honest with you, the feeling of sorrowness. So let your tears do the work, boys. Don't be afraid to cry. Don't be afraid to find a safe place and really let those emotions just kind of flow. Because something very spiritual, very healing happens when you just let the tears go. Your body is essentially flushing out all that negative emotion and it's going back to where it needs to be, the equilibrium, the baseline. So that's what we should be striving for. So don't be afraid to cry. Crying is okay. Strong men cry, okay? It's a very masculine trait. Not to cry every single time, but you know what I mean, right? To show that emotion takes courage, you know, it takes compassionateship. So cry, don't be afraid.